Alright guys, so the first play we're going to break down from the wide trips and the running gun playback is playbook is double China. I want to go over quickly the audibles just in case you missed it. I'm going to set double China as my first audible, my second audible. I actually kind of like the draw over the dive. For my third audible, I like wide receiver post. And for my fourth audible, I like to use the play smash, but you can also use the play curls. Totally up to you. But I'm gonna use smash. I think that's actually kind of helps us attack the defense a little bit better. So the first play, like I said, we're going to talk about double China. Now, obviously, you know, man coverage. We're going to break that down first and most important. Does this beat man coverage? Well, the answer is yes. But you need to understand what routes are going to win versus man coverage, and what routes you need to move out of the way, right? Too many times I see people do this type of look, and then this corner route will run into the streak route. And the defenders will be so close. Maybe this guy, Jalen Ramsey, will turn around and pick off the corner route. It's just something you want to kind of get out of the habit of doing. So if I know for sure that this is man coverage, I like to zig the outside guy, or excuse me, the slot receiver, and slant the inside guy. Or excuse me, I can't even get that right today. My mind is just whoo. Um, but slant the outside guy, and I like to motion snap. I'll motion snap to right when he gets behind him, and then we've got tight end corner route, we've got slant route over the middle, and zig backside post. So it's going to really depend on the leverage of the defensive back, plus abilities, route running, all that stuff. But let's take a look over here first. See, the zig did not win. The slant did win. The backside post won, and the corner route won. So we've got 3 out of the 4 routes winning, which is a big bonus. Really making our opponent decide whether, okay, do I want to play shallow underneath? Do I want to drop back and prevent this post? Or, do I want to kind of run out here to the corner route? So it's a little bit difficult to defend all of these routes. Really, what it's about is reading their leverage kind of off the snap, right? So you'll see right here, as soon as he makes that cut, you'll notice the defender's back is turned. That's how you know he's won, right? And you can definitely throw this. You can precision it. You can regular pass it, but you kind of want to cut this off, right? So you notice that I cut it off a little bit. As soon as I threw it, clicked on, and I came back to it, and then I possessioned it. There's really no super special way to throw it, but this is kind of what we use against man coverage. The reason we use this is because it's a pretty good complement to the single back doubles plays that are really like one play bombs, where it only has kind of one receiver that will get open, maybe 2. These have several different ways to pick your opponent's defense apart. So I really, really like this play, especially with the right players there. Now let's talk about double China against zone. Now it's pretty straightforward flood concept. Go ahead and jump in double China, and I will go against cover 3, standard cover 3. I do like to zig this inside guy just in case it's cover 1. I like to give myself another read. The funny thing about this post is it doesn't win as often from non-pressed as it does pressed, in man coverage, that is. So I think it's one of the many flaws in the game, but it is what it is, right? So if this is zone, I have my basic flood concept over here. Tight end corner route. I've got the zig route underneath. I got the streak to pull the zones away. And you can do whatever you want with the halfback. If I feel comfortable enough sending the halfback out, like they're not blitzing me, they're just sending 4, I'll put this halfback either on a curl or the option route. Or you can, it just depends, really. You can wheel him. You can do whatever you want with this guy. I just wouldn't wheel him to the side of the flood. But for all intents and purposes, right here, we're going to go ahead and put a curl. you'll see that if that cloud flat or purple backs up far enough, that Zig does a really nice job of sitting down right underneath the coverage for a quick, easy gain. If you wait a little bit longer, and Aaron Donald's going to kill me. Oh, no, he didn't. You get your tight end corner out, obviously. And if they bite hard on the either the running back curl route or they take a zone out of the middle of the field to guard one of your other routes, then you can look for the post on the back side. Now, with this example, it's probably not going to be exactly right. Oh, perfect. Okay. A lot of times the hook zones will drop right back into that, but that time it kind of sat right perfectly right over top of it, right underneath the safety. So you have several different reads against zone coverage too. So you could really just, if you weren't sure if it was man or zone, you probably could just set this up just like this against the man coverage. And then if they're playing hard flats, this will definitely get open still. This will not get open, and then you'll have this underneath. So it'll look just like this, right? Nothing, except ideally you complete the pass. Nothing super complicated about that. Does this do a good job against match? Yes and no. There's really only one route gets open, and if they user it, then you're really in trouble. So I'm erring towards the side of no. It doesn't work that great. So if I do this zig streak setup, right, I have my tight end that gets open, but any user worth their salt is going to go user that in the 3-rec. So it's probably not going to be open. If you're going to face match, you definitely want to do something with this halfback on this right side of the field, just to make them kind of think about where they're going to use her. If they don't use the tight end, then the halfback will be open. If they use the tight end, the halfback will be open. So that's kind of just pick your poison there. So that's the play double China.